I do very much appreciate the idea of risk sharing, which was one of the topics that was discussed in the paper, but Bob, you didn't discuss too much here. And that, I think, really taps into a huge flaw with our current system, which is that it is all or nothing. Colleges are eligible for federal aid or they're not. And so the ones that are on the margins of eligibility, they're just there. Nothing is happening to them. There's nothing to incentivize them to do better for students. So I think we should absolutely be considering ways to go beyond that with our federal aid eligibility. Actually at TICAS made such a proposal ourselves recently. One distinction that we do have is in our respective approaches to risk adjustment. And this idea of risk-adjusted metrics is something that's come up a number of times already today. The argument is generally that schools should be held to lower standards for enrolling lower income students or riskier students. We disagree. We think that schools that enroll the riskiest students actually get the most aid for enrolling those students. And so it's more than appropriate to hold them accountable for delivering a quality product to those students. We also know, Sallie Mae expects students' likelihood of default to vary by as much as 30% based just on the institution that they attend. And a study commissioned by the For-Profit Association, back when it was the Career College Association, found that even once you controlled for student characteristics and for completion, students who had attended for-profits were more than twice as likely to default. We like to look at it as not not focusing on the risk of the student to the school. I'm not worried about the students enrolling in a school making the school look bad. We look more in our proposal on adjusting for the risk that the school poses to the student, and how much more likely is the student to end up after they enroll worse off than they were before. One other just quick thing I will add before turning it over is that I am reminded of current federal loan policy, which, under current law, federal loans are an entitlement program. Students can take that entitlement to any number of schools, provided the school is eligible for aid and the school participates in the loan program. And the college can reduce students' eligibility for loans on an individual case-by-case basis, provided that their reduction or elimination of students' loan eligibility doesn't constitute a pattern of discrimination. And so obviously these prohibitions on discrimination exist in all sorts of loan products. And I think it's very important. It's very important that this program remain an entitlement program so that students without a demonstrated credit worthiness can still get access to credit to go to college. But it's hard to envision how a return on investment type model would serve those students.